Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. I really, really liked Brother Andre Braugher, and it is my, oh goodness, I makes me sad to report that he has transitioned at the age of 61. The reports say he died of a brief illness. Of course, you know I'm not just here to commiserate or offer my condolences to his family and his friends. And he had 3 sons, and his wife, his beautiful wife. I do believe her name was Amy. It'd be also her maiden name began with a B, but I can't recall it. She was an actress herself, and she's still here. Thank goodness, thank goodness. Beautiful sister. I love her natural hair. I love how she's identifiably black. I am very different when I find out that anyone, a sister or a brother, and I wouldn't even call them that, has lost their melanin reproductivity completely by, being with somebody else. Now, that said, they stated he died from a brief illness. Now, that could be all types of conditions, but what I come here to warn us about, which I put in the meme, which had the graph of energy frequencies, all the way at the end, the most dangerous was gamma radiation. Reason why that is even extra dangerous and more dangerous than that graph could depict is because radiation, man-made radiation, is atoms, can come in atoms. It's waves, and it's also gases, and it's atoms that can get in your body, especially when it's in food or when it's in the air. You're going to hear about all kinds of people coming down with lung cancer who will have never smoked a day in their lives. That's because the air itself, if you're breathing in and you happen to get what they'll call a hot particle, which is plutonium, and it goes into your lungs, that's been shown to be a certain cause of cancer. Now, in my research, I've found different cures for all kinds, for cancers, for this and that, and ways of chelating the radiation out of your body. That's all in my book, Furnace of Affliction, Healing Radiation Damage to the Human Body. You can find this book, which I'm putting it here because it's meant to be a lifesaver. And in purchasing it, you're going to get the majority of the book is just the remedies that I've encountered and a strategy for maintaining your health and vitality so that you will not succumb to the inevitable ravages of radiation over a full and comprehensive lifetime. 61, ain't nobody 61 planning on clocking out at 61, all right? So you could go to 25,000yearcycle.org and purchase your own copy. You could go to Amazon and purchase a copy there. It'll be, the price is very different, but you could also read the reviews. And if you want to get it off of Amazon, if you, by some reason, your book gets lost in transit, then you will get a new book sent to you. I can't do that for you, but at the same time, I've never had any problems whatsoever when it comes to shipping the book out, and I ship it out to you pretty much almost the very day I get your order. So that's my way of mitigating what it's obvious these dudes have planned. Because here, just by chance, I happen to get, this is the actual website again. This is a different map, I think, but it could be because I have a new computer system. But this map, which shows every sample and the type of nucleotide they found. Jesus Lord, it's plutonium. Plutonium, I just clicked by, let me pick a dot. It's mostly tritium, but do not believe the lie that tritium is harmless, because it's hot water. And our bodies are very precise. If your system, and tritium will get in through your pores, if your system is operating 3 degrees higher, that is a vulnerable system. That is an acidified system. And that's what tritium water is. It's 3 degrees hotter than regular water. And because of Fukushima, it is infusing our planet with an increased level of heat. Radiation will change the very climate. Right? I found the data. I read the data. Nobody at this point in time. I don't care if you are a nuclear engineer, a nuclear physicist. You cannot take on what I've learned. And so here's this map. And the reason why I'm showing this is because I'm like, did this good brother, was he on board for the SEAMOSS? Or did he eat a lot of fish? But I know with the SEAMOSS, it's just crazy. Where even in Essence magazine, they were promoting the health benefits of SEAMOSS. And one of the things that all sea vegetation does is it uses the surrounding seawater as its blood. And this is a graph of just how much radiation the sea vegetation will absorb, even though there's very little detectable in the surrounding seawater. I've shown this photo also, where here they filtered using man-made processes. Here they filtered the water using mussels. Actually, they're both. It goes down. So this is the one that had the mussels, and then down below it's almost clear. This is the one that just had man-made filtration processes, and the water is still cloudy. And this is mussels, which also absorb massive quantities of radiation, just the same way as absorbing the pollution in the water, the dirt in the water, into its system. So all food coming from the sea ain't seafood anymore. And so for Essence magazine to be, doing an article promoting eating SEAMOSS, and Essence magazine ain't owned by anybody black anymore. It's owned by Shad Khan, I do believe, but don't quote me on that one. But an Arab dude he's oil baron or whatever, and he just came over and bought up all black media right when everything went extra crazy. I'm figuring, and Essence magazine ain't never been pro-black in the first place, but they really needed it to go genocidally black, okay, where everything that they put out there is based on destroying us. Because I went looking, I was like, well, did they ever talk like this about, remember the alkalinized water? And everybody was jumping on board that, even out on my block. Brother, I ran into him and he's like, oh, have you tried the alkaline water? And this SEAMOSS campaign that's being waged against us, and I've noted it in other videos, is targeted at the black people who would consider themselves having escaped the ravages of oppression to a certain extent. I'm sure brother was married to a sister, so he wouldn't have lost his mind altogether, where he didn't understand what is being stacked against us. However, you could be falling for the propaganda that SEAMOSS is some sort of benefit to you. And then you're eating this stuff in massive quantities. It doesn't even take massive quantities. And I found an article where it was reporting the International Atomic Energy Agency had said there is no safe dose of radiation. That means even one atom is enough to take you out. And so Essence wasn't reporting on the alkaline water, but all of a sudden they reporting on the SEAMOSS. And I'm reporting on Brother Andre because we know him. Whereas this 12-year-old Lake Elsinore boy just died collapsing during his physical education class. I've explained the dynamics of radiation when it comes to racehorses and any organism that has a heightened requirement for nutrition, as growing youth do, as when you are involved in athletics, your body demands that the radiation is going to have a quicker and more deadly detrimental effect. And there's so many effects from radiation, I can't list them all, right? Anything that can go wrong with a body, radiation is going to cause and increase if you're already suffering from it. And then here's another one of our family members. But understand, radiation is not discriminating. It's taking out everybody, right? And they love it because it goes slowly, not as slow as they needed to. So they had to come up with excuses, very well orchestrated excuses. So you would have something that you would say, oh, maybe it's the pocket thing, okay? But I keep showing and highlighting photos of stuff that you know they ain't get no daggone jab, okay? The Hokadate die off of tens of thousands of tons of dead fish washing up on shore. Shortly after they released the tritium water, that's not getting any play in the media whatsoever. Okay? And so this young man here also died during a basketball game. I am pretty much sure with the name Montrell Rouse Jr. that he was one of ours. Right? But plenty of white people dying, plenty of Asian people dying, plenty of everybody, Europeans dying, because the radiation has gone everywhere. All Fukushima has been is a horrifying highlight so that we could identify. I wasn't paying attention with Chernobyl, right? And they hit it. Oh my goodness, The Crime of Chernobyl. What a book. So that you know they just the International Atomic Energy Agency. Whoa, genocidal agency. They hit it, right? But with Fukushima, I'm paying close attention. And the more I learn, the more I know. It's on our plates. It's on our plates, as the FDA has now allowed in without sending out any alerts. They're allowing in all food from Fukushima, even though it tests just as radioactive as it was when those plants, in my conclusion, were exploded on purpose. Okay? Just as radioactive. But there are things we could do to get it out. You gotta trust somebody. And since I'm the only one who is giving you this data, even though, oh my goodness gracious, they ain't ever gonna let my word get out far and wide on their social media. But from one of us to the next of us, I wish this brother had knocked on my door, because I would have saved him. That's my firm conclusion, 100%. I mean, no disrespect. I loved his work. He was a fine brother, right? So yeah, I would see him and I would be like, ooh, okay? I'm just saying, we gotta get this warning out, because what I'm sharing, it's not my imagination and it's not the jab. I love your family. My condolences to all those who love this brother. For real, up close and personal. I didn't know Andre Braugher, but I appreciated his spirit, which came across in every single project he did. Allahu Akbar. Peace and blessings, family.